Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're taking a deep dive into something pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
It's a short story called Whispers of Stardust.
I love that title.
Yeah, me too. And just the title alone kind of hints at what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah.
And we're working with an excerpt from the Kraken lore, which is on Medium.
Okay.
So if you want to check that out.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really interesting because it's not just your typical alien encounter story.
Right.
You know, there's so much more to it.
There is.
And I'm really interested to get into like the whole history and evolution of this alien species, the Nelnoranthians.
Yeah, the Nelnoranthians are fascinating.
Yeah, and what makes them even more interesting is they weren't always called that.
That's right. They started out as the Norania, but through their interactions with Stardust and humans, they evolved into the Nelnoranthians we see in the story.
So Stardust is kind of a big deal here.
It's a huge deal. It's what gave them their long lifespans and advanced technology.
So is that like their version of magic?
You could think of it that way. It's like this cosmic force that has shaped their evolution.
Okay.
But there's a catch.
Oh, there's always a catch.
Always a catch.
Yeah.
The Stardust also affected their fertility.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they can't reproduce with their own kind anymore.
Oh, wow. So they can't have kids with each other?
Exactly. And that's where humans come in.
Wait, what do you mean?
They can reproduce with humans.
Whoa, hold on. So they can't have kids with each other, but they can with us.
That's the crazy part. And that's what makes this story so unique.
That is really unique. I've never heard anything like that before.
It flips the script on the whole alien invasion trope.
It really does.
They need us to survive.
Wow. And that need must create some serious tension.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It drives a lot of the conflict in the story, especially with this human faction, the Neath.
The Neath.
Yeah, they're vehemently opposed to the Nelnoranthians and everything they're doing.
So they're like the human resistance.
You could say that they're particularly freaked out by the whole age reversal thing.
Age reversal? What is that?
So during certain space journeys, exposure to Stardust radiation causes the Nelnoranthians to reverse their aging.
So they get younger?
Exactly.
Wow, that sounds pretty amazing.
It's a pretty wild concept, and the Neath see it as an abomination.
Really? Why?
They believe it's a violation of the natural order of things.
I can see how they might think that. I mean, it does make you wonder about the ethics of it all.
It definitely does. It's a question we have to grapple with. Would you want to reverse your aging knowing that some people see it as deeply wrong?
That's a tough one. Part of me is like, sign me up, who wouldn't want to be young again?
Right.
But then I think about the Neath and their arguments, and it makes me pause.
Yeah, it's important to consider all sides of the issue, and that includes the Nelnoranthians' perspective.
So what do they have to say about all this?
Well, one of the characters, Raleigh, argues that age reversal isn't just about living longer.
Okay.
He says they needed to preserve their knowledge, their technology, and ultimately to help humanity advance.
So it's not just about vanity or clinging to life.
No, it's about survival legacy and their vision for the future.
I see. They see themselves as caretakers of knowledge, and age reversal is a way to ensure that knowledge isn't lost.
Exactly.
This is getting complicated. There's so much to unpack here.
There is.
We've got the Nelnoranthians needing humans to continue their species, this age reversal process that's causing all sorts of ethical debates, and the Neath, who are actively fighting against it all.
It's a lot to take in.
It is. And then there's Tabitha.
Ah, yes. Tabitha. The human woman chosen to accompany a Nelnoranthian on his age reversal journey.
Okay, so why her? What makes her so special?
The story suggests that she was chosen for her compassion and empathy.
Really? So they did put some thought into picking her.
Oh, yeah. They've been observing us, studying our history, our culture, our psychology.
Wow, so they know a lot about us.
They do.
Yeah.
And they chose Tabitha because they saw something in her qualities they believe are essential for this journey.
So they're not just looking for any random...
No, they're looking for someone specific, someone who aligns with their values.
Yeah. It's like they're saying, here's the best of what you have to offer. This is what we need from you.
Exactly.
That's fascinating, and it makes the Neath's opposition even more intriguing.
Right.
It's like they represent the fear and distrust that often accompany the unknown.
It's a classic us versus them scenario.
It is, and it reminds us that even within humanity, there are vastly different perspectives on how to approach these big questions.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
the story doesn't tell us who's right or wrong.
Right.
It presents these different viewpoints and leaves it up to us, the readers, to grapple with the complexity of it all.
Which is what makes Whispers of Stardust so thought-provoking.
It definitely is.
It's not just a fun adventure with aliens.
Right.
It's a story that makes you question your own beliefs, your own values.
It challenges your perspective.
It does. It forces you to confront the what-ifs and the what-nows of a future where humanity's fate is intertwined with another species.
And that's what makes it so compelling.
I agree. I'm hooked. I need to know what happens to Tabitha and how this all plays out.
Well, you're in luck, because we've got plenty more to dive into.
Okay, great. Let's get to it.
All right, let's do it. It really is a unique setup, having these super advanced aliens.
It is.
Who actually need us to survive.
Yeah, like they're the ones who are dependent on us for their future, not the other way around.
It makes you wonder about, who really holds the power, in this relationship.
Yeah, because, I mean...
That's the ones with all the cool tech.
Right, they've got the spaceships and the age reversal and all this crazy knowledge. But then on the other hand, there's the Neath, who are basically drawing a line in the sand.
Yeah, the Neaths are fascinating.
Yeah.
They're not just afraid of the Nelnoranthians. They're morally opposed to everything they're doing.
Yeah, they're not just saying oh, we don't like you guys. It's
it's much deeper than that.
Yeah.
It's a fundamental disagreement.
Right, and especially with that whole age reversal thing.
Oh, yeah, they see that as a total perversion of nature.
Like a violation of the natural order.
Yeah, exactly, and it makes you think, how far would you go?
To defend your beliefs.
To defend your beliefs. Exactly. If you were in Tabitha's shoes, would you still go on that journey?
Knowing the risks.
Knowing the risks, yeah.
And the Neath and all that.
It's a tough call.
Yeah.
I mean, on the one hand...
Right.
You've got this amazing opportunity to potentially live longer, see the universe.
And learn from them.
Yeah.
Right.
Learn from these super advanced aliens. But on the other hand, you're stepping into a minefield.
It's like a minefield.
Of ethical dilemmas and danger.
It's almost like there's no easy choice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's no such thing as a simple choice in this scenario.
Right.
Everything has consequences.
And the story doesn't.
Intended or not.
Really shy away from that.
No. It doesn't. It even mentions that some of the Nelnoranthians who undergo age reversal, they actually struggle with it.
What do you mean struggle with it?
Raleigh talks about how some of them come back and they feel disoriented, disconnected from their past selves.
They're almost strangers to themselves?
Yeah. It's they've been given this new lease on life, but they're not sure who they are anymore.
Whoa. So it's not all sunshine and roses?
No. It really makes you think about the price of immortality.
It does. And it's cool how the story isn't just about the cool sci-fi concepts, but it really gets into the human cost of it all.
Exactly. It's about the human element, and that's what makes it so powerful.
It really is. And it's also interesting how the Nelnoranthians seem to understand us in a way.
They've been watching us.
Right. And they picked Tabitha for a reason.
Oh, they definitely did.
They didn't just pull a name out of a hat.
No, they chose her specifically.
They saw something in her.
They saw her compassion, her empathy. They saw a genuine goodness.
So they were looking for those specific qualities.
Exactly, qualities that they believe are essential for this journey.
So it's they're saying,
here's the best of what you have to offer.
This is what we need from you.
That's a great way to put it.
And it makes the Neath's opposition even more I don't know.
Stark, yeah.
Stark, yeah. It's they represent the fear and the distrust of the unknown.
The fear of the other.
Right, and even within humanity.
Yeah.
There are just these vastly different perspectives on how to handle this.
And the story doesn't tell us who's right or wrong.
It doesn't.
It just presents these different viewpoints.
Right.
And lets us grapple with it.
Which is what makes it so thought-provoking.
Exactly.
It's not just a fun space adventure. It's it really gets under your skin.
It makes you question your own beliefs.
Yeah, and your values.
Your values.
Exactly. And it forces you to confront, what if, what now?
The what ifs and the what nows, yeah.
Of a future where our fate is tied to this other species.
It's a powerful concept.
It is, and the story doesn't shy away from any of it.
No, it doesn't.
And it's told so well.
It's beautifully written.
Yeah, and full of symbolism and little details.
Like the Stardust itself.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just a plot device.
Right.
It's a symbol of transformation.
Like the potential for both good and bad.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's reflected in the Nelnoranthians, too. They're so advanced, but also vulnerable.
It's a paradox.
It is.
They need us, but they also have so much that we don't.
So it's nothing is black and white.
Exactly.
Especially when it comes to this kind of first contact situation.
First contact is never simple.
No, it's messy.
There's always nuance, complexity, unintended consequences.
Right, and that's what makes stories like this so important.
Yeah.
They challenge us to think critically.
To question our assumptions.
Yeah, and embrace the unknown with
You have
like curiosity.
but also caution.
Yeah.
Because in a world that's changing so fast, where science fiction is becoming more like reality every day.
Yeah, it's getting blurry.
It's getting blurry.
Yeah. We need stories like this to help us figure it all out.
We need stories that make us think and feel and question everything.
Exactly.
Thinking about Tabitha's journey and all the choices she has to make.
Yeah.
It really makes you realize that people react to the unknown in so many different ways.
It's true. Some people are like, bring it on.
Yeah.
What's next?
The adventurers, the explorers.
Right. And then others are like, no, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah, much more cautious.
Yeah.
Maybe even afraid of what they don't understand.
Exactly. And this story, Whispers of Stardust, really captures that tension.
To push and pull.
Yeah, between curiosity and fear.
Especially when it comes to the Nelnoranthians and their tech, age reversal.
I mean, come on.
That's a game changer.
It's huge. And it's not just about living longer.
Right.
It's about preserving knowledge and wisdom for
generations to come.
I know, but then you think about the cost.
There's always a cost.
Right. What are we messing with here?
What are the unintended consequences?
Yeah.
And that's where the Neath come in.
Right. They're not just some crazy fringe group.
No, they represent a real concern.
Yeah, what happens when technology goes too far?
Exactly. And it's a valid concern.
It is, because we've seen it happen before. Throughout history.
Right. Good intentions gone wrong.
Unintended consequences.
Exactly.
And that's what makes Whispers of Stardust so powerful.
Yeah, it's not just black and white, good versus evil.
There are so many shades of gray.
Right.
So many moral dilemmas.
It's like the author is saying, here are the choices. What would you do?
Exactly.
And that's a question we all need to be asking ourselves.
It's in real life, too.
Not just in science fiction.
Not just in science fiction. Technology is advancing so fast.
I know. It's crazy.
We're going to have to make some tough choices.
Choices with big consequences.
So what have we learned from this deep dive into Whispers of Stardust?
That's a good question.
We've seen how a short story
right.
can spark these really big questions.
Yeah, about our place in the universe.
About our relationship with technology.
The ethical choices we have to make. We've explored the idea of first contact.
Not with scary invaders.
But a species that needs our help.
We've talked about age reversal.
The good, the bad, the complicated.
Right, and I think the biggest takeaway for me is...
What's that?
There are no easy answers.
Yeah, these are questions that we're going to keep wrestling with.
As we move into the future.
And stories like Whispers of Stardust can help us navigate all of this.
Give us something to think about.
With a sense of wonder and curiosity.
Caution.
Always a good idea.
So to wrap things up,
yeah.
Next time you look up at the stars.
All those twinkling stars.
Remember that there are so many stories out there.
Stories that can change the way we see the world.
Stories that make us think, feel, and question everything.
And who knows, maybe one day some of those stories will become reality.
That's it for this deep dive into Whispers of Stardust.
Thanks for joining us.
We hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, keep looking up, keep asking questions.
And keep searching for those whispers of wonder.
That make life so extraordinary.